He's running us right on board.
This story is such a short place.
Right about...
Well, the fun of it, so if he goes too far, we show off the edge.
Ah, yes. Right about... now, we're going over. Well, next to this nice motorhome.
So it's stay here. Oh, can we run around?
Yes, but then get me.
They'll accept they'll accept the insurance.
I bought
Now we gotta be
$500
at the other place. Now we gotta be at the other place. Oh, what was the one just north of? We just talked about it. Idaho or something.
And then we can look at all the pictures I took.
Yes.
And then you will.
You can take it from. You can.
Oh no, they insist to be
So,
on
no, from.
79
No, the from.
and I offered to pay for the thing.
On the TV.
Yes, so they could wear the buck.
And that's what I've been wondering, because so far I've been taking all kinds of pictures, but they haven't worked on any television, any TV. So do you think they will for sure work on your TV?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, we're going to have Dad help me do that.
Standing in the middle of the arena, reciting something
what do
from
you think?
Shakespeare.
Copenhagen.
Someday come
And it is
2:30 in the dark.
Copenhagen.
and visit Copenhagen?
All the
Yes.
people around it. Oh,
So
wait!
you can. So
You
so
people and blah, 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 blah.
What did he say?
I'm already awake, you dummy! Shut up!
And what?
So he kept on going and going. Oh, and he finally got
Listen.
quiet.
Visit?
Visit this.
5 o'clock. It is about 5 or 6 of the same time.
His school?
We've got 3 or 4 people with us. We can tell because it's...
Would I be able to do that?
Yes, and
already
when he's
thorough.
not going.
Hold on.
He
Somebody was
was going
playing the
to
bowling.
school after the summer vacation. E D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Now I sung my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Is he going to stop?
Here.
They got a big box. It's bulk stuff. You want a tub of ice cream of some kind?
To take, or just going to have individual thing now? I don't know,
You
whatever.
can't buy an individual thing. You have to buy a box.
Oh,
of
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, whatever you
That
think.
box of stuff has like 6 pineapple things and 8 boats and 4 ice cream cones or something like that.
Sure, that sounds good.
Skal jeg have en luksuspakke? Den her. Luksus, ja. Hvis man kan ikke købe bare en ting, man skal købe et kasse, ikke? Og det er derfor, jeg synes, vi skal købe et kasse af den der.
You can see what you're
Så er det noget at vælge imellem. Ja, så tager vi en kasse af hver.
En luksuspakke og så en stor.
Hvor mange er det?
We're on our way to Hornbach.
36.
Har du så mange? Har du så mange?
I got some little change
Just
too.
Nå, det er mange.
And here we are at Allerud. Came back to mow the lawn today.
Watch out for the birdie on top of the gas can.
Oh yeah?
Mark, watch out. Dad, friend,
Watch it. Oh, I don't trust her.
It's Mark's job, Dad. Grandpa, you gotta let Mark do it. He wants your sponge.
Mark? Okay, that's good enough, Christina. Now wash it. I got enough rags.
Grandma, you wash back here or what?
No, I'm the photographer.
Oh, golly, man. Ah. Here, Mark, you can do the hubcaps with these. Here.
Daddy, you got some stuff?
Stop. You don't have to. Mom, Christina, look. Look. Remember? You can clean up your pine cones when you're done too. This is what they get allowance for on Saturday mornings.
Oh.
Not usually washing the car, but do this, clean up their own rooms.
Grandpa, can I? Grandpa, can I?
Oh, just doing it.
Can I try?
We're just going to
Can I try? Oh no!
finish this last one off and then we don't
Oh
have to,
my God!
no, we don't have to soap anymore back here. Okay?
Oi.
No, don't do that again. We did that once. Here, Mark, come back here.
No, that's good. Hi. Hey. Come. Come.
Okay, Christina, we're going to wash off the back now. Don't put any more soap on the back when we're not going to stuff. Okay? No more soap back here. Okay. Okay. Don't come back here anymore soap. We're all done back here. Just the sides. You doing the wheels? Mark? You want wheels?
Mark, I thought maybe you should just do the wheel with that stiff brush.
Just a minute.
Oh, don't go in there.
Oh, Christina.
What?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Don't go in there. What do you want?
Marky's room.
Nice to know you're listening.
Christina's room.
See, the bottom fell out of my cardboard box.
Bathroom.
Just let your conscience be your guide. Conscience never
Kitchen.
had one. Never. What are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack? Uh-huh. You do have a heart. A little bitty one. But it is there. Can you quit with the hocus pocus already? Look at him. Would it kill you to do something nice for him? Possibly. I don't do nice. Oh, come on. It'll be fun. I don't do fun either. We've been now the princess back together.
There.
Look, I definitely don't do mushy stuff. It's not me. I know, but it's going to be tricky. Tricky is good. Tricky I can do.
Watching Jafar.
Hi, Grandma.
Come on, princess. Don't waste your tears on him.
You! Get out of here!
Hey, don't take it out on me. He's the
Feel the lupine.
I even got some roots.
Ah.
I think that's enough.
Probably about right.
I don't even remember her. I have no memory.
I think we did at the time.
We can all go down to Hornbeck and go to the fish
Maybe
shop.
that's what it was. I don't know for sure. Where she,
I don't want to.
were they?
Hornbeck, eller kigge dig, kunne være sjovt.
I know.
And you're no
Så gå
help
ned
because
til
you don't even
stranden
remember her being
eftermiddag.
born.
Do you see us swimming?
No, 11:30. That's at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Then this book.
It was clothing, I think.
But it has to be a pig.
Tried to give my family
Mama,
one
you
more
got
chance.
this here. I don't know.
Hold on. See what fish they have?
I don't know what they... What was it on our fishing? Just lift a little bit, you'll be able to see it. Yeah.
In the same yacht we can see out from Lizzie and John's house. We're at Hornbach.
Johann Sebastian Bach
So Baba got up.
is also street Bach.
Oh really?
Baba got.
Yeah. All right. You want to play?
The tail is about 500 meters.
Roses, roses everywhere.
Did you get a milk? No. Okay, let's see.
Too bad we can't play this back on the TV so you can see yourself when we're all done. But I have to wait till I get home.
We can do that in Netherlands.
Okay. This is the car we rented in Denmark. Craig's car. And the house we stayed in. Lizzie and John's one of 3 houses. And we're going to walk down to the sea. Across this street where the cars are. To the sea. And roses everywhere. Am I invading your privacy? Okay, I'll take this. I'll take the C now.
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh.
The cold North Sea. And dinner, and there is Therese and Andrea
Say something wonderful to the camera.
and Lizzie
Say something clever.
and Auntie Evie is over there, and there's Papa John.
Hold it.
That's true.
Det er en af dem med mikrofon, så det går igennem.
Ireland with patio furniture.
Oh,
Mark.
Craig is so entertaining.
That's not very good, huh?
What is Mark? There's Mark over there.
Oh, not too good. Maybe you should give that to Grandpa.
No. His dad was Ray Lang, the heck of a bowler.
Yeah.
The time
Well,
is
Craig was too.
10:20.
Lefty.
And I don't know what
At
happened
night.
there.
Honenbrook Castle.
Jeg vil ikke finde helt op fra
Actually, Craig was in here about
Swanling?
Gosling. No, that's a baby goose. I don't know.
Duckling? And
No.
a gosling and a swanling.
Swanling, I guess.
ikke for tæt, Mark. Mark, ikke tættere. De bliver meget gale.
Hvad gør de så?
Ja, de kan finde på at løbe efter dig. Og den vinge, den er meget stærk, den.
Oh, 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 we don't know. Sing happy, hi, hi, hi.
Godt finde på
The ramparts.
Og se! Det er fæsel. Det er Svend Gyngen, der ligger derinde. Han er... Mor, det er Svend Gyngen, der ligger derinde. Han er død.
It's an old part of the moat.
Mommy's car.
Where's Holger?
He's down in the basement somewhere.
It's all right.
Never seen
The catacombs. I don't think I have.
I have.
Yeah, in Sweden, across the water.
We have to go to the tourist bureau down here and ask them about chartering fish, where they go from, fish boats.
Why don't you do that in laundry?
Start it again, move along to the next picture, go.
Yeah.
This morning, what the hell are we laundering for?
Hvor mange er danskere? Er I danskere?
No.
No, English.
Gør det noget, hvis jeg starter på engelsk? Okay. All right. This is Holger Danske, Holger the Dane, and he was a Danish Viking prince who lived in the 8th century. And according to the legend, he was kidnapped as a child and then brought all the way down to Normandy in France, where he grew up and was raised as a soldier. And even though he fought in many wars all over Europe, he never even got wounded. So when he grew older, he decided to return to Denmark. And when he finally made it back, he was very tired, so he sat down to rest and fell asleep. And he's still sitting here sleeping next to me. But then the legend also says that if Denmark should ever get into trouble, then he would wake up and fight for us. And then he should be well rested to fight well. So that's the story about the Dane. So he is ready then. Så voksede han op dernede og blev uddannet som kriger. Og derfor har han sådan en krigsuniform på nu. Så kæmpede han jo en masse krige, men han overlevede hver eneste gang. Så da han blev ældre, så tænkte han, at vi kan godt tilbage til Danmark igen. Og han ville være træt af at være dernede hos alle franskmænd. Så han begav sig på vej hjem, og dengang skulle man jo gå hele vejen. Der var ikke nogen tog eller biler, han kunne sætte sig ind i. Så da han så...
Christine, did you understand most everything in English that she told you first? Or did it help to be in Danish?
Christina, Grandma can't hear you.
I don't know.
You sure do a nice job with your English. Whoops, there goes Grandpa. Down the dungeon.
Watch your step.
Wet and cold and damp.
Every once in a while we light them up and enjoy the evening.
You ever lose any small children in here?
a meeting here last week together with John. It's called a Kronborg meeting. It's held every year for Danes that live abroad. They come home and then they have a meeting on the floor up there. There's a great big ballroom. It goes the whole length of it. Prince Henrik was here and a couple other speakers. The director for Carlsberg held a speech and there was some music and entertainment. It was about a 2-hour meeting.
Okay, can you hold it up, Mark? Oh, Mark's fish. Good job, Mark. You stand until the bell rings. Drop your line as fast as you can to the bottom. Bring it up a little bit. Fish until he rings the bell again. You have 2, Dad 4, and Craig about 5 now.
Skal du fiske med det?
Hearing.
Jeg lover dig, jeg bruger. Hvad fanden er det, jeg bruger? Det er jo ikke det. Især hårdkærne. Man skal bruge et eller andet på. Der er ikke zone. Jo, men altså, det er en video, hvad du bruger. Det er jo bare det. Ja, ikke? Jo. Det er bare smidt nu, så kan jeg ikke bare gå op. Så får man heller ikke gjort op.
Ja, jeg har så meget, så de hænger helt ned ad benet.
Ej, godt. Ej, jeg bliver søsyg. Du bliver søsyg.
Cabin or downstairs? Just cabin. You get off here and take my seat. I want to go get it.
Birkvind for, har du dem her?
Det må jeg godt tænke på, de ligger i plasken. Ja, dem der.
Lost my hat.
Just now?
Just now.
Oh no.
Flash is blinding enough already.
How many did we have? 18?
19.
19 fish.
I caught 10 and those two guys caught the rest. And I screwed up because I had the biggest one on the whole dang bunch and didn't realize it.
And it got away?
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize it was there and I had the drag set way too tight. The guy came over and told me to, he was trying to tell me in Dane to loosen the drag and I didn't understand him.
Oh.
So I took my thumb off the reel.
And it just went flying?
Screwed up the reel. I
She turned her park over to the ornithological society. So it's a bird sanctuary now.
Big old trees out in the bird. And her grave.
There's some black ones right out here.
You gotta take the
They
picture
have-
pretty soon.
Hurry up, Grandma.
Yeah, they have. Black ones have those horns on too?
They're right there.
I don't see them.
Yeah, that's straight ahead of me.
Oh, all right.
Where are you? Straight ahead.
The one just wagged its tail. It's coming out the other side pretty soon.
Må prøve at løfte mig op her.
Christina, come here. I'm gonna pick you up again. Right behind the big one, laying on the ground. There, see that little one just got up.
Yeah. Now I can take a picture.
See that little guy?
Mor, man kan ikke se.
There's another little one coming too. Back here.
Øjeblik.
Back here, there's a little black one too.
Alright.
What did you say it was?
Just called a wood snail.
And Mark, what'd you call it?
Skull snail.
Grandma does that.
Some towels, they're still kind of damp. But...
Så er det ikke. Det er blå, så langt, så er det blå. Nu kommer det der hul igen.
Watch it now. There you go.
Wow.
Det er den der. Den der, du rører bare.
Mark, it's hot. Lad den være.
Hvad er det, biler?
Wait till the fog.
Wait till the smoke is gone. Oh, she's gonna get us a smoky picture. Look at that.
Vi skal have sat mange af, det kan være, de styrer ned af jorden. Uh-oh. Bam! Ellers så siger de op til det. Ligesom den der.
You gotta get one of Tom and
Jeg er bange for
through the smoke.
Hey!
Look out!
Watch out! Look, there's another one coming. Nobody knows where to go.
Nu skal vi fyre den sidste! Hvad siger den? Er der ikke mere?
Sådan.
Er så ikke mere? Og det siger den højlyd. Kom, vi skal tilbage! Det kan være, at den springer i luften, så jeg drejer til lidt mere for det.
I think there's the last.
Oh, my poor man.
Jonathan, don't touch it.
Left leg. Left leg.
Is there more? Is there more? I think that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Og den der! Se, der er hurtigt!
Dangerous jump.
Du må krydse! Det var også nej, du må også i vandet! Nej, det forurener.
Just got the American flag. Where's there a Danish flag? Christina's pretending our suitcases are dogs.
Hello.
You want to say something to Caitlin and AJ? And Cheryl and Stevie?
I don't know. But I know.
You think about it.
That's my little doggy.
Mark is sleeping in the car.
Yeah.
Did you think about what you were going to say?
Hello.
Say something in Dane.
And what?
Say something in Dane.
Hej.
Gordon hard today.
Hvordan har du det? Ligesom der let, ja.
Mark, can I see your ice cream cone? Mark? Don't you want me to take your picture? And in Amsterdam, we're to go downtown.
Climb aboard.
Calliope over there.
Remember that time we drove in here?
Willkommen an Bord, Damen und Herren. Ich bin Anrin und ich werde Ihre...
Can we get at that other film?
Es ist ungefähr 12 Meter tief und links beginnt das Nordseekanal, das Amsterdam mit der Nordsee verbindet.
Big harbor, 35 feet deep. It connects directly to the North Sea.
You can see the two ferries. That's the first connection between the center of Amsterdam on the right and the north of Amsterdam on the left. They're only open to pedestrians and cyclists and there for free. Hier links und rechts sehen Sie die zwei Fähren. Das ist die erste Verbindung zwischen Amsterdam Zentrum rechts und Amsterdam Nord links. Sie sind nur für Fußgänger und Radfahrer und umsonst.
I think you were talking about the ferry boats, right?
I think so.
Huh?
Yeah.
Coming and going and working.
The Central Railway Station was built on 9,000 wooden poles on an artificial island. Hier rechts sehen Sie die Rückseite des Hauptbahnhofs, gebaut auf 9.000 Holzende Pfähle auf einem künstlich angelegten Insel. Through and is for cars only. Die zweite Verbindung zwischen Amsterdam Zentrum und Nord ist der Eitunnel. Es passiert hier unter das Wasser durch und ist nur für Wagenverkehr.
A couple of months I could understand.
Navy. Hiervor sehen Sie die Gebäude der Königlichen Kriegsmarine.
Fishing in there.
Rijksmuseum met een kopie van het VOC-schip de Amsterdam. Het originele schip is tijdens een van zijn eerste vaarten bij Engeland in de buurt gezonken. Here you see the Maritime Museum with a copy of a ship of the United East Indian Company. The original ship was gone during one of its first trips near to England. Hier sehen Sie das Schifffahrtsmuseum mit einer Kopie von das VOC-Schiff der Amsterdam. Das originale Schiff ist gesunken während die erste Fahrt. En hier op de achterkant ziet u rechts Neptunus en links Mercurius. Met 600 Plätze, the Sea Palace. En ook hier rechts ziet u de katholieke Sint-Nicolaaskerk uit 1887, gebouwd in neo-barokstijl. Also on the right you can see the Catholic St. Nicholas Church. It was built in 1887 in neo-baroque style. Rechts sehen Sie auch die katholische St. Nikolauskirche von 1887, gebaut im Neo-Barock-Stil. En hier ziet u de Montelbaanstoren. Deze toren werd vroeger gebruikt als verdedigingstoren. Hij is gebouwd in 1512, maar het bovenste gedeelte is er 100 jaar later opgebouwd als versiering. On the right you see the Montelbaan Tower. It used to be a defense tower. It was built in 15... Rechts sehen Sie die Montelbaanstürme. Es wurde früh benutzt als Verteidigungstürme. Es ist gebaut in 1512, aber die Spitze ist 100 Jahre später gebaut als Verzierung. Er liggen zo'n 3000 valboten in Amsterdam. De eigenaars betalen lichtgeld aan de stad en de boten zijn aangesloten op stroom en drinkwater. There are 3,000 houseboats in Amsterdam. The owners have to pay water tax to the city and the boats are connected to the electricity and running water system. Es gibt ungefähr 3.000 Hausboote in Amsterdam. Die Bewohner zahlen Liegegebühr und die Boote sind U ziet hier straks recht voor een huis met 2 schoorstenen. Dat is het Rembrandthuis en Rembrandt heeft hier in de 17e eeuw 20 jaar gewoond. In front you can see a house with 2 chimneys and red shutters. It's the oldest house along this. No, it's the Rembrandt house and Rembrandt used to live there for 20 years in the 17th century. Hiervor sehen Sie ein Haus mit 2 Schornsteinen. Dies ist das Rembrandthaus und Rembrandt hat hier 20 Jahre gewohnt im 17. Jahrhundert.
Snapt wel en wie het required dus downstairs in the maybe
Yeah, we
Gemaakt. Het muziektheater met 1600 plaatsen. Here you see the stopyards, a combination of new town hall and opera house, and in the wide round part is a music theater with 1600 seats. Hier links sehen Sie das Opera, eine Kombination von Rathaus und Opernhaus. Es gibt 1600 Plätze in das weiße, runde Gebäude, das Musiktheater. From the 17th century, and on the left you can see the kopie. Hiervor sehen Sie die magere Brücke einer hölzernen Hebelbrücke von dem 17. Jahrhundert mit an der linken Seite eine Kopie. We zijn nu op de Herengracht gekomen en dit is de eerste van de...
Bridges in a row. Hooks at the top to pull things up to the top stories. The stairways are so narrow they can't go up stairways. Mayor's residence.
Now you can only find here banks, offices and consulates because of the high rents. Dieser Teil der Gracht wird die Kölner Kurve genannt und früher wohnen hier die Reichsten der Stadt. Jetzt sind hier nur noch Banken und Konsulaten, weil die Miete sehr hoch ist. Vroeger woonde er in één zo'n groot huis slechts 1 familie. De deuren die u hier onder de trappen ziet waren ingangen voor de bedienden en leidden naar de keukens. There used to live only one family in one of those big houses. The doors under the stairs were the entries for the servants and led straight to the kitchen. Früher wohnte nur eine Familie in einem dieser Häuser. Die Tür unter die Treppe war die Eingang für die... Auf die Häuser sehen Sie verschiedene Unterhaltsgiebel. Wo die Häuser im Wasser gebaut sind. Gevels en hier straks aan de linkerkant ziet u huis met een halsgevel. In the moment to the right you can see a red house with a neck gable. Hier rechts sehen Sie ein rotes Haus mit einem Halsgiebel. Ziet u een aantal mooie kroongevels, ook die zijn omhoog te hijsen. De trappen waren daar namelijk te steil en te smal voor. En tegenwoordig worden ze nog gebruikt bij verhuizingen om de meubels omhoog te hijsen. Unter Gevels you can see the drei Hauptkrachten der Stadt. De grachten zijn gegraven voor het transport van goederen als 1300 bridges en 16 locks. Die Krachten sind gegraben für Güterbeförderung. Sie sind ungefähr 3 Meter tief mit Süßwasser. Es gibt mehr als 100 Krachten, 1300 Brücken und Stammgabel. Rechts sehen Sie das älteste Haus entlang dieser Kracht, gebaut in 1590 mit einem Treppengiebel. We komen zo op de Brouwersgracht. Hier was vroeger het centrum van de bierhandel met veel bierbrouwers en bierpakhuizen. We've arrived, but they're meant for apartments yet. Hier rechts sehen Sie zwei alte Bierlagerhäuser. Sie sind jetzt privat bewohnt. Van het water. We're passing the Harlem Lock. It's one of the city locks we still use to fresh the water. Wir passieren die Harlem-Schleuse. Es ist eine der Schleusen. Das moderne Gebäude hier links ist eine Kombination von Hotel und Büros. I thank you for your attention and wish you a pleasant stay in Amsterdam and goodbye. De rondvaart komt...
bicycles of Amsterdam. As far as the eye can see, as well. We feared we had no seats, and then we get put in business class.
On today's flight, your captain will give you additional route information once his duties do allow him. We're pleased that you're flying with us today. We hope you enjoy your flight. At this time, please direct your attention to the forward part of each cabin for a short video demonstration on the safety features.
Here we are, back aboard the plane. Taking a little champagne.
And Dewey's reading the menu.
Lovely menu.
And we just received our packet of slippers, toothbrush, earplugs, and eye patches. After champagne and a Bloody Mary, we get our hors d'oeuvres. Along with white wine. And this is first class.
Just a moment, please.
And then after chicken, we have the dessert, fruit, cheese, coffee, and Bailey's Irish cream.
What? And what?
Same, except we had a cognac. Our menu.
Raspberry dessert. Raspberry dessert. Oh my God.
It's 380 years old. Og det lille røde hus inde til højre, det er det 11. hus her på Christianshavn, og det er 380
This one there or this one?
This one.
Yeah.
380 years old. Oh yeah.
Called department of the shipyard company Burmese that way.
Pharmacy, that's it.
Og den boligbyggning inde til højre, det er B&B's gamle tekniske afdeling.
The old technical building on the shipyard, but now I see that's pharmaceutical company. Boat space for rent. Oh, there.
Years ago for the German Catholic community here at Christianshavn. Tidligere på Christianshavn.
Throwing a hole with a 2x4. Okay, back.
Didn't even have a proper oar.
No, I know. That is 2x4.
Thomas de Boe. Og husbåden herinde til højre, det er en lidt mere specielle på Christianshavn. Så vi siger, at de bor i en kuffert øverst oppe på taget.
Suitcase on top of the boat.
Looks like it's up there.
Her er Sjælland lige fremme var en del af den vigtige forbindelse mellem Fyn og Sjælland i 27 år. I dag er færgen restaureret, og der er museum og restaurant ombord. Today there is a sword fighting theater in there. Og den røde bygning ind til højre, det er kong Christian IV's gamle bryghus. Og i disse uger der er der et sværfægtningsteater, der går til dig. Så det er de gamle hestegarde-barakker.
Royal Coast Guard.
Nej, Horse Guard.
Horse Guard. Royal Horse Guard.
Horsemen were
Guards live there.
In the black boat to your right, there is a Danish painter working down there. Og i den sorte båd ind til højre holder der en dansk kunstmaler til. Og når vi særligt forbi, kan I se penslen nede i vinduet. The marble bridge in front of you is the only remaining part of the first Christmas Ball Palace that was built in 1745, and the rest of the palace burned down in 1794. Og marmorbroen lige fremme, det er den eneste rest, der er tilbage af det første Christiansborg Slot, som blev bygget i 1745. And to your left you can now see the Danish National Museum.
Har du været der, Christina? Har du været der?
The next bridge is very narrow, så Dornbroen den er meget smal, så I bedes venligst beholde hænderne indenbords.
Den med hovedet, Mark.
Yeah, it is.
Art Museum. And Madsen was a famous Danish sculptor who lived most of his life in Rome, but he came back to Copenhagen where he died in 1844. And the paintings on the walls are from the day when he got back, and our famous writer Hans Christian Andersen is one of the persons that you can see at the paintings. Og den gule firkantede bygning inde til højre, det er Thorvaldsens Kunstmuseum. Og Thorvaldsen var en berømt dansk billedhugger, som boede det meste af sit liv i Rom. Han kom dog tilbage til København, hvor han døde i 1844. Og når vi kommer herhen på den anden side, så kan I se, at der er nogle billeder ude på væggen, og de forestiller den dag, hvor han kom hjem, hvor blandt andet H.C. Andersen var med til at modtage ham. And we are now returning to our starting point. I thank you for your attention, and I hope that you have enjoyed the trip. Og vi er nu ved at være tilbage.
Mongolian barbecue.
Oh no, just like in the Arabian Nights, huh? Woohoo! Good idea.
When we get lost from each other.
Oh.
What should we agree on?
Well,
if we get lost.
this entrance.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Actually, it was just a 16th from the rebate. For 8 It's before 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Can't see that much from clear over here. Wait till I get around.
You got it zoomed in. Mark still isn't famous.
gonna catch her.
I don't think so.
No.
That's why they have so many cars out of commission. Or what do you mean they're
show. I have a black backlight I can push when I'm into the sun.
Muss ich eigentlich da reingelagt? Da reingelagt.
Wow. Wow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I like to play this evening for I'm so sorry. Hey, my microphone! It's yours!
Yeah. Why in the vacuum cleaner?
Mexico. Mexico. On a chanté les Parisiennes, leurs petits nez et leurs chapeaux. On a chanté les Madrilènes qui vont aux arènes pour leur torero. Et tant que les Norvégiennes, filles du nord du sang chaud, bien que les Américaines soient les souveraines du monde nouveau. On oublie tout, le beau ciel de Mexico. On devient fou au son des rythmes tropicaux. Le seul désir qui vous entraîne et pour quitter le bateau, c'est de goûter une semaine l'aventure mexicaine au soleil de Mexico. Mexico, Mexico, sous ton soleil qui chante, le temps pareil côté l'heure de chaque jour. Mexico, Mexico.
Nej, vi går herned og så går igennem blomster. Can't see the ship.
We'll get around the other side.
Dragonflies keep lights on them. All the trees up here have lights on them. When do these lights come on? When it's dark. If you look up at the sky right now. That's brand new. They put that. Haven't you ever thought about emptying one of the lakes or building it and putting an ice rink in there so it could be open all year round? Went around the lake that way over to the kids' stuff. And we're going around the lake this way and meeting them there. Fifth floor corner of it.
Right, fifth floor corner of Craig's office building.
I got a picture.
Yo.
Say goodbye to Tivoli. And I'm going well, I can walk this way, girls.
Get Mark making this mega wish.
Bye-bye. Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Craig's office building.
I'll be lonesome until you
Oh, it's parking here right in the middle of it.
We're going fishing.
Right there by the shed.
It's big blue.
Dad, coming out the mess.
Er de fisk på derovre?
Nej, men jeg tror, prøv lige at se, om han kan fri.
Ja, jeg er fri.
Det er godt.
As we cross the Alps into Italy, Genoa is on the left, home of Christopher Columbus. Eastward, the Po River flows down to the Adriatic. And just north of its mouth, glorious Venice. This is the Italy of the Renaissance. It was here that Leonardo first said, "We can fly." And now we circle the Earth every 90 minutes at 17,000 miles an hour. It's as if we're in a time machine, looking back across the centuries at our own history. The Boot of Italy. Islands of the Mediterranean, of Homer's Odyssey. Now on toward Crete, site of the ancient Minoan culture. The great city of Alexandria, once the world's center of learning. Beyond it, the lush delta of the River Nile, spreading down to the Mediterranean from Cairo. It is thought that thousands of years ago, everything below us now was fertile, but a change in climate turned North Africa into a desert. What will future climatic changes do to our Earth and to us?
How's that?
In search of the answer, Sally Ride deploys a satellite called ERBS.
That's a pretty spacecraft.
Challenger, Houston, you're go for release. Okay, we'll put it in work.
ERBS will help us to know whether there will be more sandstorms in our future, or blizzards, or hurricanes, like Josephine, 500 miles in diameter and packing winds of 90 miles an hour.
You're only seeing not even half of it right here. There's a lot of iron right. The east coast of the U.S. is right here.
Now the middeck has become part gymnasium and part factory. While Steve Hawley exercises, Charlie Walker operates a compact laboratory on the far bulkhead. This is a commercial venture. Its object to develop new kinds of medicines that can only be made in zero gravity. The communication satellite is deployed by Judy Resnick and photographed by Mike Millay.
Discovery Houston, good news, Steve. We're watching it, a lot of smiles down here.
Yeah, there's a lot up here too.
The crew eats and sleeps pretty much according to the same schedule as on Earth. Back in the early days of space, we sometimes heard complaints about the food. It was mostly squeezed out of toothpaste tubes. Now the crews get to eat what they want. Steak, strawberries, shrimp cocktail.
I would say that the extension was just about as normal as you could expect. We copy that, Henry.
On this flight, we have extended an experimental solar array.
And it is not budging one iota. It is solid as a rock. And we're ready to retract now.
In the future, such a device may tap the sun's energy to help power the space station. The leaves are so thin, a The mast so ingeniously contrived that the 100-foot-high structure folds into a box 7 inches deep. Sleeps, flight controllers on the ground watch over the orbiter. The Hawaiian Islands. The Andes Mountains in South America. Space Center, our home port. South Florida and the Keys. The deep blue of the Gulf Stream, the turquoise reefs of the Bahamas. Islands. An orbital sunrise. As this is Discovery's maiden voyage, Commander Hartsfield will land on the long runway at Edwards Air Force Base in California. He's got lots of room, but he'd like to touch down on those 2 black stripes just ahead on the runway.
Touchdown, Discovery safely back at Earth, averages having traveled at 2.17 million nautical miles in 6 days and 57 minutes.
Discovery rides back to Florida atop NASA's 747. With 4 orbiters in the fleet, new astronauts are needed. Thousands of candidates apply. Few make it.
Okay, check your body position. Bail up, bail up, bail up.
Hook is down.
Keep on walking.
Although some are pilots, many are engineers, medical doctors, and scientists. Once selected, the new astronaut develops specific skills leading to an eventual flight assignment. Then, training for that mission begins. This is James Van Hoften, otherwise known as Ox. And this is George Nelson, known as Pinky. Together, they're going to attempt something which has never been done before. The capture and repair of a satellite in space. The satellite, called Solar Max, broke down after its first few months and is now rotating in orbit, partially crippled.
Okay, Lynn, how about if I take Pinky here and roll him upside down? I'll get him back there by the...
They will be assisted by astronaut T.J. Hart.
And here he goes with a roll. Now, pick him back up again.
The shuttle's arm plays a vital role in the repair, and T.J., as they call him, is an expert.
And back up to the satellite. Oops.
An astronaut, fully dressed in a spacesuit, weighs close to 400 pounds. In space, he'll weigh nothing at all. Pinky and Ox practice the repair in a tank at Johnson Space Center. It's the closest one can come on Earth to weightlessness.
This must be space. Right? Safety divers, take the subject down for final ballast in heads-up position.
Okay, I'm about ready to jump out of quick restraints here and do a check flight.
On Pinky's back is a mock-up of the manned maneuvering unit, a one-man spacecraft that will propel him away from the shuttle and over to the ailing satellite. For 1 year, they rehearsed this scenario over and over again. And now it's time to go. Bees are part of a student experiment. Their efforts to build a zero-gravity honeycomb soon capture the curiosity of the crew.
There's too many up in there to really see anything with our eyes, but it sure looks like they're having fun.
48 hours into the mission, Commander Bob Crippen and pilot Dick Scobie bring the orbiter toward rendezvous with Solar Max. Pinky dons the manned maneuvering unit. In mission control, the mood is optimistic.
Looking good, Peggy. Okay. It's a pretty good solid machine you got here.
Roger, I can see the smile on your face from here.
Satellite looks in excellent condition. Good work. Thank you, Eureka.
What do you mean? I don't know if he's stocked yet or not.
John just fired.
Deviating, Jaws didn't fire. You have a... Okay, didn't fire again.
Apparently the trunnion pin adapter did not latch properly. No joy there.
The orbiter backs away. To make matters worse, the satellite is now tumbling and losing power. Throughout the night, the flight team concentrates on finding a solution. Finally, near dawn, a new plan for the capture is hammered out. It will call upon all the skills of Commander Bob Crippen to bring the orbiter within arm's reach of the wobbling satellite, and on T.J. Hart to try to grapple.
Roger, copy that. We know we're in good hands and use nice soft gloves.
This is Mission Control, Houston. Loss of signal at the tracking satellite.
Crippen's maneuvering fuel is nearing the red line. Running low, there are serious doubts that the operation is possible at all.
The remote manipulator arm was in motion at the time of loss of signal, so hopefully in reacquisition we should have confirmation of whether the first grapple attempt was indeed successful.
Okay, we've got it, and we're That is fantastic, TJ. Make it look easy, Chris. You can't forget it like that. That's all right. Damn, when crew flies like that, it makes it so easy. Everything margarita. Okay.
Solar Max, now safe in the cargo bay, is rotated into position for repair. Even if they can't fix it here, they could take the satellite back to Earth, repair it there, and redeploy it using another shuttle. But nobody wants to do that.
This is Mission Control, Houston. Next step, EVA for both repair functions.
Ox and Pinky prepare to move outside to begin their work in the payload bay. Without their suits, they could not survive in the vacuum of space. The suits provide protection, warmth, and oxygen, and will keep them alive for up to 8.5 hours.
Mission Control, Houston. The EVA is working along very well. They've pulled out the old ACS module, endeavoring to take the new one and place it in the Solar Max. We're about an hour and 9 minutes into the extravehicular activity.
Don't drop anything on us, guys.
Okay. Hey, Jerry, the engine
Roger, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, right. Everything's done. I double-checked all the little clips are over the connectors, and so I'm going to get ready to button it up. Houston, John, is on, it's going to go.
Because Ox finishes the repair faster than anyone expected, he has time to take the manned maneuvering unit for a test flight.
Hello, space.
Now Solar Max's circuits are checked out, and the Goddard engineers make certain that it works perfectly. TJ holds it facing the sun until its batteries are recharged, and then gently he returns it to orbit.
And we have release.
As Challenger and her crew pull away, they leave behind vivid proof that we can work in space. This repair is only the first step. People like you and me are beginning to travel into space. Some of our children will live in space, and their children may even be born there. Soon we will use the shuttle to build a space station in permanent orbit, operated by international crews. Pilot John McBride is preparing David Leastman and Kathy Sullivan for an EVA. Kathy will be the first American woman to walk in space.
I hear somebody kicking the door.
Floating free, we look back at the majestic panorama of Earth, our home. Like Columbus, we dream of distant shores we've not yet seen. Now that we know how to live and work in space, we stand at the threshold of a new age of discovery.
Launch platform and the space shuttle over this roadway to the launch pad. The crawlerway, which is as wide as an 8-lane highway, was originally designed to support the combined weight of
for Launch Pad B. These are the twin launch pads here at Complex 39. A brief history would tell you that from 1967 through 75, Apollos 4, 6, and 8 through 17, all four of the Skylabs and the Apollos were launched from a different area. They were launched from the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, which is way off. All of that is owned by the United States Air Force.
And Voyager planetary missions.
Now this one to the left, one to the right.
The incline to the surface of the pad. This represents a 5% incline, which is negotiated by the huge crawler transporter as it makes its way toward the surface carrying the space shuttle. The pad surface is 42 feet above the bottom of the flame trench.
If this rocket had been launched, the only thing that would return to Earth is this front blunt cone-shaped section right behind that little escape rocket. Everything else behind that would have burned up on the moon's surface. This is an actual Saturn V. It is not a model, not a replica. In 1972, we've been capable to go one more time to the moon if we decide.
Yeah, this is the first thing.
Real moon rock. This is the building where all tests to be launched in space are kept.